was a typical Thursday afternoon when you received an unexpected visitor at your tiny studio. Miss Ryan, a man in a sharp suit stood at your door. Yes, you answered. I'm Mr. Kim, Mr. John Jungkook's assistant. He would like to offer you a proposition, he said, handing you a business card with Jungkook's name embossed in gold. John Jungkook, the name rang you a bell. He was the youngest billionaire in South Korea, known for his tech empire and impeccable looks. But what could he possibly want with me? Mr. Kim glanced around the studio, taking in the paintings, sketches, and half-finished projects that filled the space. Mr. John has a rather unique request. His parents are visiting from Busan and they have been pressuring him to settle down. To alleviate their concerns, he needs someone to pose as his wife for a week. He believes you would be perfect for the role. Why me? You asked. Mr. John saw one of your exhibitions last month and was impressed by your work and demeanor. He thinks you can convincingly play the part. Of course, you will be compensated generously. The idea was absurd, but the money he offered was more than enough to pay off my debts and fund my art for years. It seems complicated, you said. It is, but Mr. John is a good man. He just wants to make his parents happy. After a long pause, you nodded. Okay, I will do it. Thank you. I will arrange for you to meet Mr. John tomorrow. He will explain everything. You nodded, then he went from there. The next day you moved into Jungkook's lavish apartment. He was even more striking in person, with an aura of confidence and charm that made your heart race. Thank you for coming, Miss Ryan. You nodded. You both spent hours rehearsing your story, how you both met, your favorite memories, little details about each other that would make your relationship believable. Jungkook was surprisingly kind and patient, making the whole process easier than you expected. Miss Ryan, I must stress the importance of this charade. My parents are very traditional and this means a lot to them. It's imperative that you play your part convincingly. I understand, you replied, hiding your nervousness. As evening approached, Jungkook's parents arrived. The moment you met them, you understand why Jungkook had gone to such lengths. They were kind-hearted and eager to meet their daughter-in-law. It's so wonderful to finally meet you, dear, she said, hugging you tightly. Jungkook has told us so much about you. All good things, I hope, you replied with a smile, glancing at Jungkook. Of course, Mr. John added with a chuckle. He can't stop talking about you. Throughout dinner, you played your part, recounting fabricated memories of your relationship. Jungkook's parents seemed convinced, their faces glowing with happiness. Later that night, after his parents had gone to bed, Jungkook and you found yourself alone in the living room. The tension from earlier had dissipated, replaced by a comfortable silence. You did great, thank you. You are welcome. Your parents are lovely. They really are, and they seem to adore you already. You smiled. Over the next few days, you both settled into a routine. Jungkook's parents were thrilled to have both of you around. And Jungkook seems to fall for your caring towards his parents. The more time you spent with them, the more you found yourself enjoying their company. Mistress John taught you traditional Korean recipes, while Mr. John shared stories of Jungkook's childhood, painting a picture of a loving, close-knit family. Each evening, Jungkook and you would retreat to your designated bedroom, where you would talk late into the night. What started as rehearsals for your cover stories soon turned into genuine conversations. You both talked about your dreams, fears, and everything in between. You learned about the pressures Jungkook faced running his company, and he listened intently as you spoke about your struggles as an artist. One afternoon, Mistress John sat beside you talking about everything from her favorite recipes to stories of Jungkook's childhood. You felt a genuine connection with her. You know, Jungkook seems happier since you have been around. I can see it in his eyes. I care about him a lot, and I care about you and Mr. John too, you said, touched by her words. She patted your hand. We are lucky to have you in our lives, dear. As the day progressed, you found yourself caring more deeply for Jungkook, his dedication to his parents, his passion for his work, and the way he treated you with respect and kindness. All these things made your heart ache with feelings you was trying to suppress. One evening, after his parents had retired to their room, Jungkook and you sat on the balcony enjoying the cool air. Thank you for everything, Ryan, he said, suddenly breaking the comfortable silence. For what? You looked at him puzzled. For caring about my parents, for being here. Even though this started as an act, you have made this week one of the happiest of my life. His words made your heart skip a bit. I have enjoyed it too. Your parents are wonderful. Ryan, there is something I need to tell you. This past week, I have realized something important. I have fallen for you. I know this started as ruse, but my feelings for you are real. You were stunned. You had felt the same growing affection for him, but hearing him say it loud was overwhelming. You opened your mouth to speak, but no words came out. Instead, you just stared at him, your mind racing. Jungkook, I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything right now, he said quickly, seeing your shock. I just wanted you to know how I feel. Take your time to think about it. For the next few days, you was lost in thought. Your heart was telling you to accept Jungkook's feelings, to embrace this unexpected love. But your mind was full of doubts and fears. Was this real? Could you make it work beyond this charade? One evening, as you was painting in your studio, you replayed all the moments Jungkook and you shared, the laughter, the conversation, the quiet support. You realized that you had been falling for him too, slowly but surely. Your heart knew the answer all along. You decided to take a leap of faith. You found Jungkook in the living room reading a book. He looked up as you entered. Jungkook, I have thought about what you said, and I realized that I feel the same way. I have fallen for you too. He stood up and took your hands in his. Are you sure? He asked softly. Yes, I want to be with you, not just as a part of this charade, but for real. Jungkook pulled you into a gentle embrace and you felt all your doubts melt away. I promise we'll make this work together. The next morning you woke up with excitement and nervous. Today was the day Jungkook and you would come clean to his parents about your arrangement. Despite your mutual confession of love the previous day, you was anxious about their reaction. As you prepared breakfast, Jungkook joined you in the kitchen, giving you a smile. Ready? He asked softly. You nodded, squeezing his hand in nervous. His parents arrived for breakfast with their usual smile and they settled in the chairs. Mom, Dad, there is something we need to talk about. Mistress John looked at you both curiously, her smile fading slightly. What is it, Jungkook? Jungkook took a deep breath, glancing at you for support. You nodded, encouraging him to continue. When I first introduced you to Wyan, it was under false pretenses. We weren't actually married. We were pretending because I wanted to appease you both. There was a moment of stunned silence. Mistress John's eyes widened in surprise and Mr. John leaned back, folding his hands. They exchanged a look and then Mistress John turned to you. So, all this was a lie? She asked softly. Initially, yes, but as we spent time together, things changed. Jungkook and I fell in love for real. Why didn't you just tell us the truth from the beginning, Jungkook? Jungkook sat running a hand through his hair. I was scared of disappointing you. I thought this was the easiest way to make you happy. Mr. John reached out, placing a hand on Jungkook. We only want you to be happy, son. Lies won't bring happiness. I know, and I'm truly sorry, but now I want to be honest. I love Wyan. This week has made me realize that. I hope you can forgive us and accept our relationship for what it is. There was a long pause as his parents observed everything. Finally, Mistress John spoke. Wyan, do you love our son? With all my heart, you replied without hesitation. Mistress John's eyes softened and she sighed. Then that's all that matters. Love is complicated and sometimes it starts in the most unexpected ways. If you make each other happy, that's what's important. Mr. John nodded in agreement. We just want what's best for you, Jungkook. And if Wyan is the one who makes you happy, then you have our blessings. Tears of relief filled your eyes as you reached out to hug Mistress John, who embraced you warmly. Mr. John patted Jungkook on the back, a small smile playing on his lips. Thank you for understanding. As you all sat down to finish breakfast, the tension melted away. The atmosphere was filled with a new sense of honesty and acceptance. Jungkook's parents shared stories and advices. And you all laughed together. The bond between you all is stronger than ever. In the year that followed, Jungkook and you built a life together. You both stood in front of your family and friends, this time as a real couple. As you stood there looking into Jungkook's eyes, you know that your love, which has started as pretense, has blossomed into something beautiful and real.